Okay, we're at Ouachita Trail. We're going to take a short hike. I've only got a day and a half to make this trek. I'm going to go up to the first trailhead. I guess it's about 8-9 miles up to the Flatside Wilderness. And so we're just going to try to film a little bit of this and get as much data as I possibly can for you guys. We're going to hike this entire from Highway 7 all the way to Highway 9 in a couple of weeks. I'm just going to take a dry run, try to get as much data as I can on this first leg, spend the night in the shelter when I get up to the top, and then head back the same way tomorrow morning. So I'm just trying to get a little data here. This leg, Highway 7, is not well documented. I believe a lot of folks from Little Rock make this hike, just not a lot of data. Now, some of my inspiration has been Somewhere on the Trail. He's hiked pretty much from Oklahoma all the way to, I believe he stopped at this leg. He hasn't started this leg yet. He really documents his travels really well. My hope is that we'll hike all the way from Pinnacle Mountain all the way to Oklahoma. Eventually, we'll do it in sections. We're looking at trying to hike it. I think it's like 240 miles. I know it's over 200 miles, so we'll do a little bit at a time. But this is just a dry run today. It's about 45 degrees. It was 8 degrees 2 days ago. We're expecting a little rain. I've never been on this trail, so this will be a first for me. But we've got a bunch of guys that are going to hike it, and I just wanted to get a little data for them. So this won't be cinema quality. I got an iPhone 10. Just going to try to hike up and get as much data and document as much as I can to help you guys. And so I'll be back here shortly. Okay, I'm Hogg Country and I'm back. I've just hiked about right at 2 miles. Looks like we're still blazing along, following the blue blaze. We've walked 2 miles. We're averaging about 1.5 miles an hour, which is, not very fast. Kind of taking it slow. Looks like if we're going this way, but if we turn around and look, it says Hikers Trail Highway 7. Now, at about the mile 0.6, we did finally get some cell signal. You'll get some cell signal just as you start the trail on Highway 7, just barely. And then about 1.5 miles in, I got the first signal, and I still have a signal actually. I haven't pulled my map out to see exactly where I'm at, but I'm just 2 miles in, walking from Highway 7 up to Flatside Wilderness. Ran into one deer. No water. There's a little water under the bridge as you start the trail, but I've seen no water since. Now this is January 20th of 18. We've had some rain. There is a burn ban sign up. I'm not sure if that's still in effect, but the sign is up. So I don't believe they've had a lot. There's been some snow, ice, but not a lot of rain, I don't think. Anyway, I'm checking out. I'm gonna get back on the trail and we'll check back in at the next site. Well, I know I just checked in, but I thought this was noteworthy. We're getting ready to cross our first road. Not sure, again, haven't looked at the map. I'll mark some of this at the bottom of the video, but we just came up from that way, which takes you back to Highway 7. We're crossing this road here, and again, we're heading up to Flatside Wilderness. So But I just want to note that this is the first gravel road that we've crossed. We saw one other road at the mile marker, but it was kind of down the hill off to our left. But this is the first one we've crossed. Just want to make a quick note. I've noticed this pretty much along the whole trail. You'll see there are trees down everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. Pretty much the entire length of the 2 miles that I've hiked so far from Highway 7 up to Flatside Wilderness has been the same. Just trees down everywhere. So I would just say if you're picking a campsite and you're not going to a shelter, then I would highly recommend you really look these trees over closely to make sure that they're not widowmakers. Somehow I think we have quite a few widowmakers out in at least this stretch. I'll check back in later. Well, after further investigation here, looking at the map, topo map, this may be the only water source between Highway 7 and the first campsite. I think the next 4 miles is probably going uphill, I'm guessing. And everything all the paperwork I looked at, and I didn't show any water sources past this. Now I could be wrong, and I'll definitely report that if I am. So I brought my Sawyer water bottle down, and it holds about 1 liter. And I don't think that's enough. I've got a bladder that I probably need to fill while I'm here, so I'm gonna have to bushwhack back up to the trail and get my bladder and at least get a couple liters in it. It's a beautiful site, beautiful area. I believe that's the mountain I'm gonna have to go up next. That's the direction I was headed when I heard this water. But it sounds like it's a good thing that I did hear it, because I think this is the only water source for quite some time. So I'll check back in and let you know if that is the case. But I'm gonna go ahead and bushwhack up, grab my bag, fill my bladder, and hike it on up the mountain. Okay, I'm still at that little stream. I think it might be it's a creek. Pretty good water right here, but most of the creek, at least up the hill, is obviously completely empty. So I decided I'd just sit down and boil me some water here and have some lunch. I'm gonna have some rice and chicken. So again, we're about the 3.5 mile mark. It's right at noon. So I'm gonna go ahead and boil up some water, then pack up some water and head up the hill. But I'm gonna have just a quick bite to eat. Sure how steady I can be with this, but this is a little contraption I put together. I took a Sawyer water bottle and its filter. That's the lid you're looking at there, along with the filter that comes with the Sawyer bottle. You could use any filter. Then of course the Sawyer bags. It's got the dirty water in it. And all I'm doing is I got a quick connect down at the mouthpiece. And what I'm gonna do is push water up through the tube and into my bladder. I got a 3 liter bladder inside my bag, but so I don't have to unpack anything or touch anything. I just strap this on there, squeeze this water bottle, and you'll see it only takes a second or two, and I would have filled it with about 1 liter of water. So just a quick tip. If you want to unpack or have to dip your bag in the water and all that, you can just take one of these little Sawyer bags and squeeze it through the filter, backflow into your hydration bag. And I'll do a video on that hydration bag. It is really neat. It's one that you can add air to, and it pressurizes it, but I'll hit that another day. But anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick video just to let you see what it looks like to backfill your bladder with Sawyer filter. Okay, hog country, checking back in. I just got up from eating, filling my water jugs, but I did learn something. If I had waited just a little bit farther than I think it's like 3.2 miles, but if you go just a little bit farther, you're going to be forced, it looks like, to cross this water. Now, that's obviously a lot easier to get to the water than it was back where I collected water. Now, one thing about it, this water is, it's pretty slow. It's not moving or anything. Whereas, so it's a little bit more stagnant possibly. Of course, there's ice in it. If you look just ahead there's ice in the water. So there is a flow. It's just not extremely fast. Down where I got the water, of course, it was fast, so I guess it had a chance to filter a little bit more. But anyway, it's a perfect water source. It'll work just fine. You're going to have to cross it anyway. So rather than cut off the woods and bushwhack down to the water and back up, which is kind of a pain, just wait till you get to the water. You'll walk straight to it. It's again January 20th. We've had some rain off and on. We've had some snow. I mean, I wouldn't say this is just a heavy amount of water, and I don't know what it looks like as you get closer to summer, but right now you do have water. Just made that water crossing, and then I found another trickle coming down. I thought it was a really neat setting, so I thought I'd go ahead and film it, but it's just up from that water crossing that I had covered just a few minutes ago. And looks like this might be a little bit more difficult climb than what I've seen so far. Again, I know you guys have probably heard me say this is not going to be cinema quality. Nothing like Syntax 77 or any of these other guys, but I'm just trying to get you a good view of what's here and mark the key points. But it's beautiful. I'm going to climb this hill, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Just wanted you to see this little waterfall. Well, we've hit mile mark 3.8 miles from Highway 7 to where I'm standing right now. It looks like a big highline area. Beautiful, really nice, even in the dead of winter. This has probably been the toughest mile. I'd say from mile 3 to 3.8, it's straight uphill. So level of difficulty is a little bit more than anything else. Quite a bit more actually than what I've seen today. But really pretty. Looks like I'm in for maybe some rain, so I better move on. I still got to go about, I'm guessing somewhere around 4 miles. This area right here, I'm crossing over from there, cross these two roads, stop sign. I've been following a road. I guess it's been parallel for about a mile, but anyway, I'm kind of crossing this road here. You can see where I've got to look at this real close to see if I'm in the right spot, but Y43B. I don't know exactly what that means. I think the sign that would actually have arrows and all has been torn down or something, but there's markings here, and I can see blue heads back down. So this is the 4.9 mile mark. I've seen 2 cars actually on this road just since I crossed it. So a little bit of traffic. But anyway, I've got to check my maps and make sure I'm on the right track, but it is a road crossing. Okay, I made that road crossing. I just barely went down the hill, and there is a sign. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure it's the right sign, but it says Road 124, 3 miles. Now, I'm still on the blue marker, so I've got to be going right, but it's not real descriptive. But evidently, it's going to take me to Road 124. Okay, we've made it to mile marker 166. It's been fairly mild so far. Nothing spectacular other than mile 3 through not quite mile 4, but that's probably the hardest stretch so far. Still beautiful. Looks like a rainstorm is heading our way. I should only have a few miles left, hopefully, to get to the nearest shelter. But anyway, I wanted to check in and just let you know we've made it to mile marker 166. Okay, Hog Country checking back in. Well, looks like I'm at the 6.4 mile marker. Looks like somebody's been up here and did a little cutting of some wood, and they've got them a makeshift fire pit. But anyway, it's pretty much 1,700 feet, I believe, is where we're at right now. Kind of look down, we're getting some fog rolling in, and of course I'm looking at some bad weather here pretty soon, so I'm going to still try to make that shelter. I'm guessing I'm at least a mile and a half out. So anyway, I just wanted to stop and show you this. It's about 6.4 miles since I left Highway 7 Trailhead. All right, we've reached mile marker 167. Still pretty peaceful. Wind's picking up a little bit. There's a little bit of fog rolling in, and there's definitely some rain on its way. But I should be about, I'm guessing, a mile out. Okay, looking good. I see a sign coming up, and I think it says Oak Mountain Shelter, which is absolutely what we were looking for today. It's a great sight to see. It shouldn't be too far from here, but we're right at .3 miles. Been walking about 1.4 miles an hour, just flying. And yes, I see the shelter from here. Looks pretty well built from here. Picnic table. Remember guys, I'm not doing a cinema quality video. Probably this thing's probably bouncing all around. It is an iPhone 10, so I think it's got a little better video, but I'm bouncing around pretty good. Oh, this is a site I've been looking for. I don't think anybody's down there. But if they are, we'll turn around, but plenty of trees. I got pretty good shelter in my backpack, but this looks like a pretty easy shelter. Awesome. Looks pretty clean from the backside. It's facing down the mountain. Beautiful views. Got a big, nice fire pit. I think there may be a burn ban, so I won't be using it. Oh, there she is. Oak Mountain Shelter. Awesome, guys. All right, I'm going to unpack and take a break. Well, good morning. It's about 7:30. It's real foggy, and it's been raining most of the night. But I've pretty much packed up, and I'm getting ready to roll out of here. I've got my hammock still to get. I'm gonna eat breakfast, have some coffee, and I'm gonna hit the road. Hope to get on the road by 8 o'clock. Probably not gonna film much today. I'm gonna take that same route back. So there's not gonna be much to see, and with all this fog, if I run across some spots that I may have missed on the way here, I'll get it on video. But more than likely, I won't do a whole lot of filming. Just one thing to add, I made a real rookie mistake. On the way up, I picked up 2 liters of water, thinking that'd be enough. Well, unfortunately, I drink 2 liters of water. But I guess I had just about 2/3 of a cup of water that I was able to cook dinner last night left, but that was it. This morning I'm cooking, and I've got water again because I put my pot out last night and caught a bunch of rainwater. But had it not been for the rainwater, I would have been without breakfast this morning. So, rookie mistake. I'm a rookie. So, no big deal. I'll recover. It's about 4 or 5 miles before I'll hit water again. But it looks like I'm gonna get some breakfast and some coffee from the water I collected. Anyway, I'll sign off later, or if I find anything along the path, I'll add to this video. But I'm getting ready to check out of Oak Mountain Shelter, and I'm going to head back to Highway 7, about 8 miles, and call it a day.
Well, I'm on my way back to Highway 7 and making pretty good time. I made it back to the water source, and it's just a beautiful area through here. It's been raining the whole time. Water's not moving real fast, but this is a pretty nice little water hose, so I'm going to fill it with water and get back on the trail. But I just want to get a shot of this. Hey guys, it's been a great hike. Of course, this whole day on my way back from Oak Mountain Shelter back down to Highway 7 has been, let's just say it's been raining the entire time. I did pretty good time. I guess I averaged about one and a half miles an hour. Not real fast, but faster than yesterday. Of course, I didn't stop as much, and I didn't do much filming on the way back because I'd pretty much filmed the entire path on the way there, and it was pouring down rain most of the time, foggy. So anyway, I've completed the path. I went from Highway 7 up to Flatside Wilderness, and this morning I started back, and I'm back down to Highway 7, and I've completed that leg. When I get back home, I'll put together the gear list of what I used, didn't use, and give you as much detail as I can. But right now I'm wanting a nice ice Coke. I'll check back with you with the gear list later.